So, welcome back, sir. In the last class, we have successfully completed company audit. Which audit? Company audit. We'll revise fatafat, then we'll do the scanner. So, what is company audit? Which audit, beta? Company audit. Chapter 10 of the company sector. Here, we will be discussing around 10 section 139 to section 148. The weightage of the chapter, if you see the weightage of the chapter based on the previous exam questions, you can expect around 6 to 8 marks from this chapter, beta. But if you observe from every attempt, question is coming from this chapter. 6 marks, 6 marks, 3 marks, 6 marks, 6 marks, 3 marks, 8 marks, 10 marks, 6, 7, 5, 4. So average we can expect the 6 marks from this chapter and mandatory question. Once upon a time, this was a part of CA final, and around 2019 shifted from CA final to CA inter. Here, this is chapter 10 of the company set. Company set is contained in 29 chapters. This is the chapter 10 of the company sector. In this chapter, we will be discussing from section 139 to 148. So, why section 139 to 148 are included in the Companies Act? Why these are drafted in the Companies Act? What is the logic behind the drafters? The main intention of the lawmakers is, who is the owner of the company? Shareholder is the owner of the company. The shareholder may be an actor, doctor, farmer who may understand financials, who may not understand the financials, who may have the knowledge of the management, who may not have the knowledge of the management. Moreover, as per the provisions of the Companies Act, once affairs of the company are given to BOD, shareholders should not interfere into the day-to-day activities of the company. So, I am not supposed to interfere into the day-to-day activities of the company. Moreover, the shareholder may be doctor, actor, farmer also, who may not have the financial knowledge. So, but he should know what is happening with his money, which is managed by the BOD. Shareholder is the owner of the company, and his money is managed by the BOD, and shareholder is not supposed to interfere into the day-to-day activities of the company. So, shareholder need an expert person. He need an expert person who has a efficient knowledge, in-depth knowledge on the accounts, law, costing, FM. So, shareholder sending this expert to the company to review, to examine the activities of the management, and to give the report to the shareholders what is happening with his money. So that's why section 139 to 148 are drafted. In this 139 to 148, we will discuss how to appoint the auditor, who may appoint the auditor, who can become the auditor, who cannot become the auditor, how to examine what is his rights, what is his duties, are examined by the covered by the section 139 to 148. आराम. So एक एक देखेंगे बेटा, शुरू करेंगे. First one, section 139. Section 139 asked nearly 20 times in the exam already. This page was asked nearly 10 to 15 times, around 20 times in the exam, beta. Very, very important. So, how to appoint the auditor? Section 139. Who will appoint the auditor? In case of government, auditor is of two types, beta. First auditor and subsequent auditor. If auditor is appointed for the first time after incorporation, usko bolte hain first auditor. Any auditor is appointed subsequently to the first auditor is said to be subsequent auditor. So, in case of government company, first auditor is appointed by the COG within the 60 days from the registration of the company. If COG fails, BOD will appoint the auditor within the next 30 days, 30 plus 60 plus 30, 90 days of incorporation. If COG is not appointing, BOD is not appointing, we have to inform the members. Members will appoint the auditor within the next 60 days. 60 plus 90 plus 50, that is 150 days of registration of the company in the EGM. He will hold the office till the first annual general meeting. And in case of first auditor other than government company appointed by the BOD within the 30 days of registration of the company, if BOD fails, we have to inform the members. Members will appoint the first auditor in the EGM within the next 90 days. He will hold the office till the first EGM. And these days he is asking so many number of the times in the exam, beta. Subsequent auditor, other than the subsequent auditor, that means second auditor, third auditor, fifth auditor. So, in case of government company, COG will appoint the auditor subsequently within the 180 days from the commencement of the financial year. This is not 180 days, within the 180 days from commencement of the financial year. That can be 1st April, 2nd April, 3rd April also. Day 1, day 2, day 3, maximum date is the 180 days of commencement of financial year. And he will hold the office till the next AGM. He must be qualified CA into practice. Next, other than government company, who will appoint the subsequent auditors? Subsequent auditors in other than government companies appointed by the members. Yes sir, no sir. So, other than government company, how members will appoint, will discuss. Section 139 1. So, appointment of the auditor. Look at the screen only, everyone. Other than the government company, subsequent auditors are appointed by the members. So, which company has to appoint the auditor? Every company has to appoint the auditor. That can be private company, public company, having share capital, not having share capital, listed company, unlisted company, irrespective of the capital, has to appoint the auditor. And so how to appoint the subsequent auditor by the members? ये टू दो तरीके रहते हैं बेटा, अपॉइंटमेंट एंड रीअपॉइंटमेंट. अपॉइंटमेंट मींस फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम if members are appointing no, उसको बोलते हैं appointment. So for the first time members are appointing Unnati as the auditors of the company. So she may hold the office for one term of 5 consecutive years. In the place of Unnati, subsequently we are appointing the Pallavi. इसको बोलते हैं reappointment. So members are appointing for the first time. Whom they are appointing बेटा? Unnati. Appointment. उसको बोलते हैं appointment. So she will hold the office for the one term of 5 consecutive years, being an individual auditor. After completion of the one term of 5 consecutive years, so Unnati is supposed to retire. In the place of Unnati, we are appointing the Pallavi. Pallavi को बोलते हैं reappointment. At the conclusion of the first AGM, company, which means members will appoint the individual or firm as the auditor. He will hold the office from conclusion of the first AGM till the conclusion of the sixth AGM. Yes sir, no sir. Till the conclusion of first AGM, who will hold the office? Auditor appointed by the BOD. So he will retire. In that place, members will appoint. He will hold the office from conclusion of the first AGM till the conclusion of the sixth AGM. Hey, beta. And after sixth AGM, they are appointing the Pallavi at the conclusion of the sixth AGM. Yes sir, no sir. So conclusion of sixth AGM is deemed to be first AGM. She will hold the office till the sixth AGM. Till the sixth AGM. After first AGM, any appointment of auditor is made at any AGM. The auditor so appointed shall hold the office till the conclusion of the sixth AGM, treating appointed AGM as the first AGM. And ये दो के बेटा, BOD is appointing within the 30 days of incorporation Unnati and associates. She will hold the office till the conclusion of the first AGM. So Unnati will retire because she was appointed by the BOD. In the place of BOD, we are appointing whom beta? Tahura and associates. Tahura, where she is appointed at the conclusion of the first AGM, she will hold the till the conclusion of the sixth AGM. इसको बोलते हैं appointment one term of 5 consecutive years. So once Tahura is completing one term of 5 consecutive years, she cannot be appointed for next 5 years cooling period. In the place of Tahura, we are appointing the Pallavi, where conclusion of the sixth AGM, treating it as a first AGM. ये देखो बेटा, sixth AGM, treating it as a first AGM, and she will hold the office till the conclusion of the sixth AGM. इसको बोलते हैं reappointment. So what is the procedure for appointment of the auditor? What is the procedure for appointment of the auditor? For example, there is small private limited company is there, SG private limited company, 10 shareholders are there. 10 shareholders will sit together, they will discuss with the Unnati. They may appoint Unnati as the auditor. But imagine a company like Reliance Tata Birla. So lakhs of shareholders will be there. So lakhs of shareholders may recommend lakhs of auditors, which is not possible. So how these lakhs of shareholders will appoint the single auditor? How these lakhs of shareholders will choose single auditor in case of a public company? That's why, to avoid the confusion, to make it easy, to make it more comfortable, Companies Act is making the rule 3 procedure for selection of the auditor. So auditor is recommended by BOD or audit committee. Recommended by BOD. So BOD will see the proposed auditor experience and if there is any misconduct on the proposed auditor or not, if there is no pending misconduct, and if he is experienced auditor, so BOD or audit committee will recommend the auditor to shareholders in the AGM. Shareholders may appoint. Okay, ऐसा होता देखेंगे बेटा. So BOD and audit committee, before recommending a person as an auditor, they will see the experience and professional misconduct past and pending against the proposed auditor. If there is no misconduct, no, so they will recommend. For example, audit committee is not there. Every company is not supposed to have the audit committee. It is applicable for the listed companies and large other companies. So audit committee is not required to be constituted. Only BOD will be there. BOD will recommend the name of the individual or firm of the auditors to shareholders. Shareholders may appoint him as the auditor. Happy. And audit committee is there, beta. Audit committee is there. Audit committee is supreme than the BOD. Audit committee will recommend the name to BOD. BOD may recommend the same name to shareholder. Audit committee will recommend the name to BOD. BOD may recommend the name to shareholders. Shareholders may appoint him as the auditor. So audit committee will recommend the name to BOD. Audit committee will recommend the name to BOD. Audit committee will recommend the name to BOD. So audit committee is recommending the, for example, Unnati and associates to shareholders. Audit committee is recommending the Unnati name to BOD, and BOD also agrees the Unnati name. So BOD will inform the same thing to shareholders. So BOD agrees the recommendations of the audit committee, that is Unnati. BOD will recommend the name to shareholders. Shareholders may appoint him as the auditor. Audit committee to BOD, BOD to shareholders. and BOD disagrees with the recommendation of the audit committee. Audit committee recommending the Unnati name to BOD, but BOD does not like. In the BOD, they don't want Unnati and associates, they want Tahura as the auditor. Yes sir, no sir. So BOD will refer back to audit committee, audit committee, audit committee. We don't want Unnati, we want the Tahura. This is the reason. This is the reason. BOD disagrees with recommendation of the audit committee. BOD will refer back to audit committee for reconsideration with the reasons. So we don't want Unnati, please reconsider. I prefer Tahura and associates. And for example, audit committee and BOD both are agreeing the Tahura. So audit committee agreeing with the reasons of the reasons and recommendation of the BOD, that is Tahura. Audit committee will recommend the name of the auditor to shareholders. Shareholders may appoint him as the auditor. But the problem will come, BOD recommending the Tahura name to audit committee. If their audit committee also agreeing, happy, no problem. But BOD audit committee is recommending the Unnati name, and BOD is recommending the Tahura name to audit committee. But audit committee does not like the Tahura. So audit committee is not agreeing with reasons and recommendation of the BOD. BOD will in touch with shareholders. BOD will give its own recommendation to shareholders. So BOD needs Tahura as associate and associates as the auditors. So BOD will recommend the Tahura name only to shareholders, and BOD will recommend the reasons for their disagreement with the audit committee. So audit committee is not agreeing with recommendations of the BOD. BOD will record the reasons for disagreement with the audit committee. BOD will send its own recommendation to shareholders. Shareholders may appoint Tahura as the auditors of the company. May appoint. Ultimately, the power is with the shareholders. Next. Retiring auditor. Reappointment of the retiring auditor. ये question exam में 2 बार आया बेटा. So generally retiring auditor will be reappointed. Retiring auditor will be reappointed, but he will not be reappointed in 2 cases. For example, already Pallavi is the auditor of the company. Pallavi is the auditor of the company. So shareholders said we don't want Pallavi again. Then Pallavi cannot become the auditor because shareholders said we don't want Pallavi. Or Pallavi said I don't want to become the auditor of that company. Then Pallavi cannot become the auditor. If shareholders are not opposing and auditor is not opposing, Pallavi will become the auditor again. She will be reappointed. So retiring auditor may be reappointed if retiring auditor is not disqualified and he has not given his unwillingness, so he is willing only, and no special rules is passed to appoint someone else and not to appoint the retiring auditor. This thing is by shareholders, this thing is by auditor. Auditor never said I don't want to come. Shareholders never said we don't want Pallavi. Then she will be reappointed if she is not disqualified. So if no auditor is appointed or reappointed, existing auditor will continue, she will reappoint. Next, rotation beta. So as we discussed, so individual can act as the auditor for one term of a consecutive years beta. Individual can act as auditor for the one term of consecutive years. इसको बोलते हैं rotation of the auditors. What is the logic behind the rotation? The main purpose behind the rotation is if auditor is continuing in the same company for long period, no, he will become so close to BOD. If he becomes so close to BOD, no, he cannot identify the mistakes of the BOD. He may lose the independency. He may become sympathetic towards the BOD. So, and moreover, every auditor should have every CA into practice should have the option to get the Reliance audit, Tata audit, Birla audit. Yes sir, no sir. If I am doing the auditing of the Reliance for the lifetime, so Bhavana cannot get the chance to do the audit of the Reliance, no. So everyone should get the audit to do the every company, and existing auditor should not become so sympathetic towards the BOD. Because of these 2 reasons, the concept of rotation is introduced by Companies Act 2013. Before 2013, this concept is not there. Yes sir, no sir. There are so many amendments in the Companies Act. One of the main reasons is Satyam scam. Vadlapalli Srinivas was the auditor of the Satyam Computers who was very close to Satyam Ramalinga Raju. Yes sir, no sir. So the logic behind that. So rotation is not applicable to every company, but rotation is applicable to large organizations. It will not applicable to small company in the gully. One small companies in the gully, private limited company or OPC, I can do the auditing for the lifetime also, but the concept of rotation is applicable only for few companies like listed company. Which company beta? Beta exam mein aaya beta. If you see the questions, all questions are after 2013 only because this concept is introduced in 2013. So in case of rotation is applicable to every listed company, and other class of the companies as may prescribed. Prescribed means rules. So as per rule 5 of the company audit and auditor rules, rotation is applicable to every unlisted company having the capital of 10 crores or more, private company capital of 20 crores or more, and in the A and B, capital is less than 10 crores or 20 crores, but borrowing exceeding the 50 crores. So for that company, rotation will be applicable. So what is the meaning of a rotation, beta? So if you're appointing an individual as an auditor or firm as an auditor, if you're appointing individual as an auditor, no, he can act as an auditor for one term of 5 consecutive years. How many days, beta? One term of 5 consecutive years. Next to 5 years cooling period, he cannot be appointed. If you're appointing the firm as an auditor, no, they can act as the auditors for the same company for 2 terms of 5 consecutive years. 2 terms of 5 consecutive years. Next to 5 years cooling period, the firm cannot become the auditor. So if you're appointing the individual shall not be appointed reappointed as auditor more than one term of 5 consecutive years. Individual auditor who has completed one term of 5 consecutive years shall not be appointed or reappointed in the same company for the next 5 years. And in case of the firm shall not be appointed reappointed as auditor in the same company for more than 2 terms of 5 consecutive years. It is not 10 years. 2 terms of 5 consecutive years. On completion of 2 terms of 5 consecutive years, you cannot become the auditor for next 5 years. Not 10 years, but cooling period of 5 years, cooling period of 5 years. नेक्स्ट ये वाला वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बेटा, एग्जाम में आ रहा है बेटा, 2 मार्क 3 मार्क के लिए ऑल दिस थिंग्स मिसलेनियस प्रोविजंस रिलेटेड टू रोटेशन बेटा. सो पहला वाला restrictions on the other audit firms having the common partner. एग्जाम में 2 बार आया बेटा. restriction on the other firms having the common partner. 2 firms are there बेटा, ABC and associates, CDE and associates, Ajay, Bharat, Charan, Dhiran, Ishwar. In the both the firms, one partner is common better, that is a Charan. And ABC and associates completed the one term of 5 consecutive 2 terms of 5 consecutive years for the SG Limited, 5 years plus 5 consecutive years. This is the cooling period. Next 5 years will be cooling period. In this cooling period, can DEF become the auditor? Answer is no, because they are having a common partner. ये एग्जाम में 2 बार आया. नेक्स्ट restriction on the rotation by members. Members in the firm should be rotated. So one firm is there beta, the firm is having the so many partners. How many partners? So many partners. Ajay, Bharat, Charan, Dhiran, Ishwar, Firdos, Kaus and Hussein are the partners of this firm. Members said first year audit must be conducted by the A and B. They should be engagement partners, main partners, to perform the audit. Second year Charan and Dhiran. Next year Ishwar and Firdos. Next year Kaus and Hussein. Yes sir? No sir? So members in the partners of the firm should be changed from year to year. Members has a right to keep that kind of restrictions also. Next, right of removal and resignation. So we're not appointing auditor for 5 years beta. Before 5 years, at the end of 3 years, can members remove him? Members can remove. Can auditor can resign sir? Auditor can also resign. Maximum 5 years. The limit is 5 years. One term of 5 consecutive years. Before completion of one term of 5 consecutive years, members can remove him. Auditor can also resign. Next, casual vacancy was asked in the exam so many times in the exam. 94, 2005, 16, 21, 19, 24, 89, 21. So what is a casual vacancy? Actually, casual vacancy is not defined in the company sector. Casual vacancy means any vacancy arising in the office of the auditor after proper appointment. So generally, the life of the auditor is one AGM to another AGM. 55th AGM to 56th AGM. So if he is appointed as auditor, if he is taken the office as an auditor on 55th AGM, no, conclusion of 55th AGM, he is supposed to be there in the office till the conclusion of the 56th AGM. So if auditor is not appointed, that is not a casual vacancy. Auditor is appointed in the 55th AGM. He was holding the office for 3 months. After 3 months, he want to leave the office. इसको बोलते हैं casual vacancy, है ना बेटा? Why he is leaving? Maybe resignation, maybe disqualification, maybe death. देखेंगे बेटा. It is not different in the company sector. So casual vacancy means vacancy arising in the office of the auditor after proper appointment. It may be due to death. We can't do anything. That is beyond our hands. Disqualification, that is purchasing the shares of the company subsequently. We can do something. But disqualification, we can avoid the disqualification. And resignation is very, very dangerous. Generally, once an auditor is appointed, he will not resign. 95% of the cases. But auditor is resigning means something is good, something is bad going on the company. What is bad in the company generally? B word is not supporting. Some bad activities are going on, the manipulations are happening in the company. Resignation is very dangerous. Auditor will resign mostly if B word is not supporting. Something bad is going on the company which is dangerous. Red flag for the company. So those who analyze the companies for investing in the share market, there are so many parameters are there for analyzing the company. Hundreds of parameters are there. One of the parameters is auditor should not resign. Yes sir, no sir. Promoter should not pledge. We discussed about the promoter's pledge also. Where we have discussed in promoter's pledge. Hmm? That registers. So in case of death, disqualification and resignation. So casual vacancy in the government company filled by the CAG within the 30 days. If not, BBD within the next 30 days. Any auditor appointed in the casual vacancy shall hold the office till the conclusion of the next AGM. In the next AGM, so CAG will appoint the new auditor. So next casual vacancy other than the government company due to resignation, other than resignation. Resignation is very dangerous beta. So audit is filled by BOD within 30 days, subsequently approved by members in the EGM within the 3 months. How many months? 3 months. And other than resignation, there is no resignation. Audit death हो गया बेटा क्या करेंगे? कुछ भी नहीं करेंगे. Death or disqualification, BOD will fill the casual vacancy. Members approval subsequently in the EGM is not required. है ना बेटा? ये भी एग्जाम में 5 बार आया बेटा. Next. Certificate and consent by the auditor before appointment. Before appointing a person as auditor, before recommending a person as auditor, we have to take certificate from the auditor. क्या बोल के I am not disqualified है ना बेटा. We have to obtain the certificate that I am not disqualified and consent that I am willing to act as the auditor if I am appointed. ये कब करना बेटा? Before. If auditor is giving a certificate that he is not disqualified under the Companies Act within the limits prescribed under the Companies Act, and if he is willing to become the auditor, if he is appointed, then we will recommend his name to shareholders. We would will recommend. So before appointment, consent. Before appointment is made, written consent to be appointed. I am willing to be appointed. And certificate under section 139, certification that auditor is within the prescribed conditions, that is maximum 20 audits. Within the 20 audits only, and he satisfies the criteria, and as per rules he has certified that he is eligible, he is not disqualified under Companies Act, IC Act or any other rules, and his appointment is as per terms and conditions, and appointment is within the limits. So I am within the limits only, seating limits only, I am within the 20 audits only, and list of professional misconduct is disclosed truly and correctly if there is any. If he is giving this certificate and consent, we will recommend the name to shareholders. In this AGM, shareholders may appoint. So shareholders are appointing. After appointing, company has to inform about his appointment to auditor. Sir, you are appointed, and we would inform to ROC also. ROC, we are appointing the Kalyan as auditors of the company. Inform to auditor, inform to auditor and ROC within the 15 days in form number ADT1. MCQ में आने का चांस है बेटा. नेक्स्ट ये देखो बेटा कितना बार आ रहा है एग्जाम में. इसके क्वेश्चन केम so many times in the exam बेटा. Section 140. So till now we have discussed only one section, that is section 139. Second section this chapter is the 140. Here 141, 142 and 3, 144. What is 141? Removal of the auditor before expiry. So we are appointing the auditor at the 55th AGM. He was supposed to hold the office till the 56th AGM. But after 4 months, we don't like his performance. We want to remove him. Can we remove? Yes. How? Conduct the board meeting, pass the board resolution, obtain the approval of the central government, and after getting the approval of central government, within the 60 days, conduct the general meeting and pass the special resolution. And SS should be filed with the ROC along with CG approval. We can remove him before the expiry of his term also, shareholders. This one is before AGM, shareholders are removing. This one is before AGM, auditor is resigning. Before the AGM, auditor is resigning. So auditor has to file the reasons for resignation with the company and ROC and CG CAG also in case of the government company. If it does not file the reasons with the government and company, penalty will be 50,000 rupees to 3 lakhs. So these two are members removing before AGM, auditor is resigning before AGM. This one is AGM. This one is AGM. In the AGM, instead of the returning auditor, we want to replace with new auditor. Yes sir, no sir. So what is the procedure beta? What is the procedure? So Company to shareholders, we will give the 21 clear days notice of AGM along with the P&L, balance sheet, board report and auditor's report. One of the shareholders who was reading the notice of AGM along with the audit report not happy with the performance of the auditor. So right now our auditors are Unnati and associates. We don't want Unnati again because we're not happy with her work. So shareholder to company, he can give 14 clear days notice of AGM. Which notice beta? Special notice. Which notice? This notice can be given even 3 months before the AGM also. So company to shareholders 21 days before the notice of AGM along with the P&L, balance sheet, CFS, audit report to board's report. So Unnati was not happy with the performance of the auditor. She will give the special notice to company 14 days before the meeting. This special notice will contain two things. We don't want Unnati as the auditor again. In the place of Unnati, or in the place of Unnati, we are proposing to appoint the Pallavi. We don't want existing auditor. That thing may be there. Or in the place of the existing auditor, we want to replace with a new auditor Pallavi. And इसको बोलते हैं special notice बेटा. Company will send the same special notice to all other shareholders. Special notice to all other shareholders other than the shareholders who is given the special notice. When beta? 7 days before the meeting. So company to shareholders 21 days before the AGM notice of general meeting. Then shareholder to company 14 clear days special notice which contains we don't want existing auditor. The same notice given by shareholder, they will take the Xerox copy, they will send it to other shareholders when beta 7 days. If it is not possible to give 7 days notice, they will advertise in the newspaper. And the same special notice we will forward to the that our previous auditor also, that is the Unnati and associates, and Unnati may give them representation against her ever removal. Why you are removing me? I am such a nice auditor, don't remove me. And she may give her representation. And she may request, please read this representation before the shareholders. They shouldn't misunderstand me. But if she is giving the any statement which is defamatory in the interest of the company, if Unnati is giving any statement in that representation which is defamatory, opposed in the interest of the company, company approach the NCLT and NCLT may order for the representation given by the returning auditor should not be read at the general meeting, needed to be circulated. Then ये वाला very important beta. Company to shareholders 21 days, shareholder to company 14 days, and company to other shareholders 7 days are read in the AGM of the company. And we will send the same thing to the returning auditor also. She will give representation. She may request to circulate to shareholders, read in the general meeting. But if it is defamatory in the interest of the company, we may go to NCLT. If NCLT also satisfies, we will not read the representation and we will not circulate. Then कितना बार है देखो बेटा concept 140. Next 141. Qualifications and disqualifications. Who can become the auditor of the company? If he is an individual, no, he must be CA plus certificate of practice. Qualified CA having the certificate of practice. If it is a firm, no, beta, majority of the partners must be practicing in India. And if it is a disqualifications, who cannot become the auditors? Very important. Chala important. ये वाला star superstar, star mega star. In this chapter, the most important question, if you ask disqualifications of the auditor, ये वाला exam में कम से कम 30 times आया अभी तक. कितना बार बेटा? 30 times. That question paper drafter also, if you want to frame the question from this chapter, first he will see the disqualifications of the auditor only. So फटाफट करेंगे बेटा 141. So we discussed 139, 140 only. Till now we discussed only 2 sections beta. Next 141, who cannot become the auditor of the company? To body corporate cannot become the auditor. Auditor supposed to have the brain. A body corporate cannot have the natural brain. So body corporate cannot become the auditor except LLP. And employee of the company cannot become the auditor, because being an employee you should listen to your master, your boss. You will lose the independence in. Employee cannot become the auditor, and employee cannot become the auditor because employee has to listen to employee has to listen to company. So you will lose the independence in. So you should not be body corporate, you should not be company employee, you should not be company's employee, and employee's partner cannot become the, because being between the partner in the partnership there is a mutual agency. Which agency? Yes sir, no sir. So partner's employee's partner cannot become the auditor. Should not be body corporate, should not be officer, should not be employee, should not be employees employee, should not be employees partner. And the fifth point is very important. So a person by himself, proposed auditor, and his relative. Search what you're doing. Last bench, middle. Look at the screen now. What I'm doing here? Then so auditor or his relative or his partner. Auditor himself and his relative. Relative means member of HUF. Relative means member of HUF. When HUF is there, 100 members are there. All the 100 members are relatives to each other. And wife and husband. Wife and husband. And any other person has may be prescribed. Are relatives to each other. Who are the prescribed persons? For example, for a single person, father, mother, brother, sister. Our generation, one generation above. And son, son's wife. Daughter and daughter's husband. One generation below. Our generation, one generation above, one generation below. Earlier, father's father used to come better. Mother's father used to come. One more generation. पूरा निकाल दिए बेटा. Father includes stepfather, mother includes stepmother, brother includes stepbrother, sister includes stepsister, son includes stepson, daughter includes stepdaughter. A definition of relative beta as per Companies Act. So if you want to become the auditor, you and your relative and your partner should not have the shares in the company, in the holding company. Reliance Fresh का holding company क्या है बेटा? Reliance Industries Limited. And you and your partner and your relative should not have shares in the company, holding company, subsidiary company. Which company? Subsidiary company, associate company, and subsidiary of the associate company. Reliance Fresh का subsidiary Reliance Digital, and Reliance Fresh का associate company Reliance Footprint. बेटा Footprint का subsidiary Reliance Capital. So if you want to become the auditor of the company, ये वाला very important beta. You, your partner, your relative should not have shares in the whole group. Company, company holding company, company subsidiary company, company associate company, company subsidiary of the associate. Yes sir, no sir. However, you shouldn't have single share, partner shouldn't have single share, relative can have the shares up to 1 lakh. कितने बेटा? 1 lakh. और face value और market value, face value. If it is exceeding the 1 lakh rupees, no, within 60 days take the measures to make it maximum of the 1 lakh within 60 days. Otherwise, you are supposed to be disqualified, vacate the office. And if you want to become the auditor, or proposed auditor himself, relative, partner should not be indebited. Should not be indebited. कितना बेटा? 5 lakhs or more. To whom? Company, holding company, subsidiary company, associate company, subsidiary of the associate. And fifth point is very important. Sixth one also important. Seventh one. Proposed auditor, relative, and partner should not be given the guarantee. Should not be given the guarantee except the 1 lakh rupees to third party. So Pallavi is taking the loan. Pallavi is taking the loan from whom beta? From company, holding company, subsidiary company, associate company, subsidiary of associate. Further, who is given the guarantee? Kalyan is given the guarantee. Who is given the guarantee beta? Kalyan. So Kalyan cannot become the auditor of whole group. Done. Yes sir, no sir. So guarantee कितना बेटा? 1 lakh and debt 5 lakh, shares 1 lakh. Next, a person relative or director is a KMP. So Pallavi's father is a director. Pallavi's father is a KMP. Pallavi cannot become the auditor. Yes sir, no sir. But Pallavi's husband is a small employee in the company. Accountant, cashier. Can she become the auditor? Yes. Because Pallavi's husband is not the KMP, not the director. He is a cashier. Who is? He is a cashier. Look at the screen only, everyone. There is a purpose. Next, any person having the business relationship. If I am doing the any material business with the company, I cannot become the auditor because I lose the independency. Because moreover, I am supposed to examine my own transactions. But few things are allowed. Even there is a business relationship. Any commercial business relationship means any commercial transaction enter for the commercial purpose, but does not include the professional service provided allowed by the ICI and commercial transactions in the ordinary course of business at a arm's length price. Which price beta? Arm's length price. Arm's length price means willing buyer, willing seller ready to exchange. इसको बोलते हैं arm's length price. So if it is arm's length price, it is allowed beta. Next, a person who is into full-time employment cannot become the auditor because in the full-time service, no, but you cannot provide the time for the practice. You cannot become the auditor. So a person having the more than 20 statutory audits, a person can have the maximum 20 statutory audits. While counting this 20, we should not count the OPC, small company, doormat company, private company having the capital of 100 crores. Remember this thing also, but very very important. A person convicted by court of law and 10 years is not expired after release cannot become the auditor, and a person providing the prohibited services under section 144 cannot become the auditor. Which service beta? Prohibited services. What are the prohibited services under section 144? AB 4 times I bet exam में prohibited services, especially ये वाला, this one is more frequently is asking. If you are doing the accounting work for the company, you cannot become the auditor. If you are doing the internal auditor, you cannot become the auditor. You are designing and implementing the financial system. You are making the system for the organization in the finance department. You cannot become the auditor because you may realize you are giving a wrong advice. है ना बेटा? You may not identify. इसको बोलते हैं self which threats? Self review threats. Which threats? If you provide the actual services, you cannot become the auditor. If you are providing the investment advisory, investment banking services, you cannot become the auditor. If you are providing the outsourcing services for the finance department, you cannot become the auditor. If you are doing part of the management, you cannot become the auditor. If you are providing the any other kind of services as may prescribed. Right now, there is no prescription in the rules. If you are providing all these services, you cannot become the auditor. AB exam में specifically 144 4 बार आया exam में. Next 142 remuneration of the auditor 4 times came beta. Who will fix the remuneration of the auditor? Appointing authority will fix the remuneration. If auditor is appointed in the general meeting, shareholders will fix the remuneration. If auditor is appointed in the board meeting, shareholders will BOD will fix the remuneration. Appointed by BOD will fix the remuneration. Appointed by shareholders, so shareholders will fix the remuneration. And remuneration includes ये भी exam में देखो पर कितना बार आया. Remuneration includes fees payable, that is 10 lakhs rupees for auditing, and any expenditure incurred by auditor and reimbursed by the client. Client आने के लिए जाने के लिए, so 50k we are spending out of our own pocket, client is reimbursing, वो भी debited to P&L account of the client, audit fees के heading में आता है बेटा. And any facility given to auditor by the client. For example, client is booking the hotel for us, providing the food for us, है ना बेटा, sightseeing etc. whatever. So 1.5 lakh pura they will debit the 12 lakhs as a audit fees, and excludes if is providing the any extra services to client at the request of the client other than the auditing. For doing any attestation services, yes sir, no sir, and for the MO, for the company want to go for public issue, we're making any attestation. If we're giving any tax advice, feasibility report, so वो अलग है बेटा, that is not part of auditing. If the auditor is charging anything, client is paying anything, that is not part of the audit fees. Yes, we will take it. That is not part of the audit fee. That is for the consultant services, but not for the as an auditor. Next, auditor can exercise the lien on the client books for non-payment of the fees, but we can exercise the lien only on those books on which work is provided, on which fees is pending. And moreover, we cannot take it forcefully. If client is giving, we can take the lien on the books of the client, and if client is asking for any clarification, we have to provide the access to client for the purpose of verification, even the books of in our place. Next, rights of the auditor beta 143. This is one of the biggest section in this chapter. Once we come to 143 now, majority portion completed. So rights of the auditor, it is having 143 is having the nearly 15 subsections beta. Rights of the auditor and so first he has two rights basically: right to access to books, right to access to employees. Right of access to employees, right of access to books. He can inspect the books, he can inspect the employees, है ना? So he has right of access to books of accounts of the client during the business hours only. ये exam में आया, during the business hours. He has right to access to books of accounts kept at the registry office and branches office also, and he has a right of access to books of the subsidiary also for the purpose of the consolidation, and he has a right to require information from employees for any information and explanation for the purpose of examination of the books of accounts of the client. Information means which we don't know, explanation means already we know, we need more clarity. Next 143 1 2 3 है ना बेटा, ये एग्जाम में आ रहा है बेटा कभी कभी, directly is asking. So Under section 143, he is having the few duties. Duties of the auditor include, Sarji, look at the screen, look at the screen, look at the screen only, don't look down, don't look your running notes. I told so many times already. Focus on the book only. We don't listen to movie, we watch the movie. We see the Salman Khan. We will not keep the head down to listen to Salman Khan voice. Duty to make the inquiry. Duty to make the inquiry under section 143. 1. Sometimes he's asking direct questions, sir. What are the duties of the auditor under section 143? 1. A pura list likna. So auditor has to see whether if the company is given the loans and advances, if no loans, happy. If loans and advances are there, no. Whether secured or unsecured. Whether transactions of the company are intra-virus or ultra-virus. And auditor has to see whether company is purchasing the dealing in the share market. Company is not supposed to deal in the share market. I am giving the money to Tata Motors for manufacturing of the car, but not to deal in the share market. If company is selling the shares less than the purchase price, why you are playing with shareholders' money? We have to report in the audit report. Whether loans and advances shown as the depot. Depot अलग होता है, loan अलग होता है, balance sheet liability side. Yes sir, no sir. We are merging or not. If we are merging, we have to report. We should not merge. And whether any personal expenditure charged to revenue, we have to examine. Auditor has to examine. And in the last year, whether any public issue is there, if the shares are issued for the cash, whether cash they created to company bank account or not, if the shares are issued for consideration other than cash, whether transaction is genuine or not, we have to verify. For cash or for other than cash. Done. And due to make the report, auditor has to make the report to members on the accounts examined by him. Report on the true and fairness of the balance sheet, true and fairness of the P&L, true and fairness of the CFS, and such other matters like notes, changes in equity notes to accounts. And he has to give report whether books are prepared as per company sector and as per the accounting standards or not. What is company sector as per schedule 3? Next, report on the principal assertions. Assertion means claim made by management. Explanation given by management for facts and figures specified in the financial statements. So management is making some assertions, whether those assertions are good or right or not, to the best of my knowledge and belief. So whether company has obtained all the information, whether he is able to obtain all the information and explanation to the best of their knowledge and belief. So management said, we are providing all the information to you. Whether you are providing all the information to me or not, I have to report. Whether books of accounts are kept and proper returns are received by him from the branches or not. Whether how branch audit report was dealt in his audit report. Whether whether P&L and balance sheets are agreeing with books of accounts. Books of accounts means ledgers. Ledgers and financials are matching or not. Whether finance statements are complied with accounting standards or not. Whether observations of the auditor have the adverse affecting on the functioning of the company. I am identifying a defect of the company. Because of this defect, it will affect the liquidity of the company or not. And whether company is having the adequate internal financial control system or not. Whether directors are disqualified under section 164 or not. And any other matters. For any of these questions, if any negative answer is coming, we have to report in the audit report under section 143(4). For all the questions positive answer is coming, we will not report anything in the audit report. Next up. 143 1 2 3 4 इसके बाद one rule is there beta. Rule 11, as per the rule 11, auditor has to report whether auditor has disclosed the impact of the pending litigations in the. So as a footnote, they have read any litigations on the company, whether the litigations are disclosing properly or not, and whether company has made a provision required under the Companies Act, required under the accounting standards, and known losses, forcible losses, and whether company transferred the amount to IEPF account properly or not, Investors Education Protection Fund. If not, we have to report in the audit report. We discussed about the IEPF in so many times, like dividends chapter, prospectus chapter, we discussed about the IEPF. 143 subsection 5, special provisions with respect to government audit. In case of government company, books of accounts are prepared as per instructions of the COG. Books of accounts are audited by the person appointed by the COG. When COG is appointing any person as the auditor of the government company, COG will give the instructions what to examine and how to examine. So as per the instructions of the COG, the auditor appointed by COG has to examine the financials, and the auditor has to give the audit report to COG itself. Yes or no, sir? So based on the report, no, but within 60 days, within the 60 days, CAG may do three things. One is the supplementary audit, one more examination of total books. If everything is weak, supplementary audit means second time audit, and come in the audit report. Few qualifications are there. How many qualifications, beta? Few qualifications. So CAG may give the explanations, comments for the reservations, and CAG may go for the test audit. One department, cash department or stores department only, they will examine one more time. Supplementary audit means CAG is going for the one more audit again, whole company. Commenting the audit report means giving the explanation for the reservations. Third one is the test audit. Test audit means so one department of that government company will be examined again. Next one is the branch audit. Which audit, beta? Branch audit. So who will do the audit of the branch? Yeah. So audit of the branch. 1 second, beta. So who will do the audit of the branch? Branch audit. See, if the branch is, for example, Pallavi is the auditor of the Reliance Industries Limited, and this company is having a branch in the Hyderabad. So the company is in the Mumbai. So she is staying in the Mumbai only. So she will do the audit of the company. इसको बोलते हैं company auditor or principal auditor. So they are having a branch. Branch is in India, Hyderabad. Branch is in the America, New Jersey. If it is in Hyderabad, no, beta, branch audit will be conducted by the Pallavi only. That is company auditor. Or any other qualified CA into practice. So Kalyan practicing in the Hyderabad. So Kalyan may do the audit of the Hyderabad branch. He will forward the report to Pallavi. Pallavi will utilize Kalyan report in his report. And branches outside India, that audit can be conducted by the company auditor, Pallavi itself, or any other person qualified to do the audits as per laws of such country. As per laws of such country. For example, since it is in the American, no, beta, so qualified CPA as per American laws can do the audit. He will forward the report to Pallavi. Pallavi will utilize his report in her report. Yes or no, sir? So branches in India, company auditor or any other qualified CA into practice. Branches outside India, company auditor or any other person qualified to do the audit as per the laws of such country will do the audit. And branch auditor will shall forward the audit report to company auditor. Company auditor will utilize branch audit report in his report. And in the particular branch, one fraud is there, here or here. So who has informed the central government about the fraud? The branch auditor, but not the company auditor. ऐसे वाले क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आता. Reporting of the frauds related to branch lies with the branch auditor but not with the company auditor. And 143, 9 and 10, beta. So how to make the SAs, standards on the auditing? ICAI will draft the essay. NEFRA will examine the NEFRA. NEFRA will review the standard. It will make its own recommendation also. CG will pass the standard. First, ICAI will draft the essay. Next, NEFRA, National Financial Reporting Authority, will review the standard, and CG will pass the essay. Standards on auditing, not AS, beta, SAS. Standards on auditing. AS के बारे में we have discussed in the last chapter. Accounts of the company. Next, reporting of the fraud by auditor. Reporting of the fraud by auditor, very important from exam point of view, beta. AB, because of system scam, this section 143, 12, 13, 14, 15 were inserted. So, yeah, what is 143, beta? Some fraud is happening in the company. Fraud is done by employees. Fraud is made by employees on company. Who is doing the fraud? Company employees. Where? On the company. So, which was identified by the auditor. This fraud, do tarike rehte beta. Fraud amount, approximate amount. We can't decide the fraud exactly because we don't know what he's doing. What extra he might be doing. Amount is, approximate amount is more than 1 crore. Approximate amount is less than 1 crore. So fraud is committed by against the company by the employees or officers of the company. Auditor required to report such fraud to CG as per rule 13. Auditor is not deemed to be guilty of the breach of duty. Generally, auditor should not disclose the client information outside because he has to maintain the confidentiality. Even auditor is disclosing client information outside, it does not mean that the breaching of the confidentiality. And whatever the rules there in the 143, 12, 13, 14, 15, rule 13 are equally applicable to CMA doing the cost audit under section 148, CS doing the secretarial audit under section 204. If look at the screen only, don't look at the book. So if the auditor is unable to inform to the CG about the fraud, he will be penalized with 1 lakh to 25 lakhs for not reporting of the fraud. If the fraud amount is less than 1 crore, no, so auditor has to inform to audit committee or BOD within the 2 days about the nature of the fraud, approximate amount involved, and parties involved. And BOD has to disclose about same thing in the board's report, the nature of the fraud along with the description, approximate amount involved, parties involved, action taken, not taken, why not taken, and action taken, which action we have taken on those fraudulent people. If the amount is more than 1 crore, more than the 1 crore, so auditor has to inform to audit committee and BOD immediately. When beta? Immediately. So BOD and audit committee has to give reply within the 45 days. So after giving the reply from BOD, within 15 days from the receipt of the reply from audit committee, auditor has to forward his report plus board's reply to whom? Central government, that is the secretary, MCA, in sealed cover through register post, acknowledgement due, or speed post. And we inform to BOD. BOD is supposed to give reply within the 45 days but not replying. If auditor fails to get the reply from the BOD or audit committee within 45 days, auditor shall forward his report plus notice given to BOD and also information that they are not giving reply to whom? Central government, the secretary, MCA, in sealed cover through register post, acknowledgement due, or a speed post. Acknowledgement due means after giving the letter to the recipient, they'll give one more letter, they'll forward one more letter for us. Yes, आपका letter उसको दे दिया. It is a proof for us. It's a kind of acknowledgement. And after sending the physical letter, we have to send an email to the secretary, MCA, in confirmation of the letter sent. Babu, apo letter aata bolke. And the report should be on the letterhead of the auditor. The letterhead of the auditor should contain the email of the auditor, contact number, signature, common seal, membership number of the firm and auditor. All this information you have to inform to central government in form number DTT 4. The same rules mutatis mutandis. That means as it is similar to applicable to cost audit doing the cost audit under section 148. Secretarial audit done by CS under section 204. Done. So auditor should not provide the prohibited services under section 144. Just now we have discussed. ये exam में इतना बार आया बेटा already. 145 and 146. Not that much important in generally, but exam में आ रहा. Exam में आया. Not that much frequently asked question. So since it is not frequently asked question, students will not focus on this section 145, 146. Surprise. 4 marks. Next attempt. The beauty of the CA attempt. If you're not preparing anything for the attempt, just to take in the coaching, not open the book also, you're giving the attempt, you will get 45 marks. And you're preparing 90 days rigorously without sleeping also, you are preparing 48 hours per day, 20 hours per day, still 45 only next second attempt. Sometimes 40 marks only after preparation. Without preparation, 45 marks. With the preparation, 90 days, 20 hours per day, 40 marks. That is the beauty of the ICAI question paper. So मित्रों मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, don't skip anything. Every attempt is your last attempt. Feel like it is my last attempt. Ara. Without preparation 45, with the preparation sometimes 40 only. Yeah. 145. Auditor to sign the audit report and qualifications to be read in the general meeting. Here two things are there beta. After completion of the auditing, auditor has to sign the audit report. Audit report may contain the qualifications of the BOD, qualifications of the company. That means the mistakes, reservations, defaults. All these defaults will be BOD will read in the general meeting, and they will give explanation also why we have made the default. Two things covered by 145. So who should send the audit report beta? Audit report should be sent only by the person appointed as the auditor, but not by the partner of the firm. And other documents. What is other documents like P&L, balance sheet, CFS of the company required to be signed and certified by the auditor only, but not by the any other partner of the firm. Look at the screen only. What you are doing? Next, qualification to be read in the general meeting. Yes or no, sir? So every qualification, reservation, observation on the finance statements will be read before the general meeting because shareholders should know why we are doing this many mistakes. Yes sir, no sir. And read before the general meeting of the company and open for the inspection. ये एग्जाम में एक ही बार आया बेटा 2024 में आया. Next, order to attend the general meeting. So every notice about the general meeting sent to shareholder, we have to send it to the debenture trustees, directors and auditors also. So auditor has the right to receive the notice of the general meeting. Auditor has the right to attend the meeting. Has a right, not obligation, but 95% of the cases auditors will attend the general meeting. And shareholders may also exempt him from attending the general meeting. So who can attend the general meeting? Auditor himself or through his agent, who is a qualified CA into practice, generally partner of the firm, in case of partnership firm. He has right to be heard at the general meeting relating to any matter relating to financials. Last section in CA Inter, section 148, because 149 from 149 covered by the CA final syllabus, that is the directors. Last section in this chapter, section 148. ये भी exam में are not that much frequently, but around 5-6 times exam में आया बेटा, not 10 times and 20 times. So power of central government to order the maintenance of cost records, maintenance of the cost records and conducting of the cost audit. Few companies has to maintain the cost records, few companies has to go for the cost auditing also. Let us understand who has to maintain the cost records, who has to go for the cost audit. What is the cost records? Cost records means cost sheet, labor, material, overheads, process costing and operating costing, contract costing. So marginal costing, all these books को बोलते हैं cost records. Which records? The two types of records are the financial records and cost records. Financial records means day book को, journal ledger, subsidiary, trial balance, P&L, balance sheet, CFS, उसको बोलते हैं financial records. And cost sheet, materials, labor, overheads, overhead absorption, etc., etc., उसको बोलते हैं cost records. So every company has to maintain the cost financial records for sure, and few companies has to maintain the cost records also. So what are the few companies? So it's applicable only, mandatory only if ordered by the central government who was producing the spam goods, who were providing the specified services. And before applying these tools to any industry, central government will consider the opinion of that industry also. Next, if it is applicable, no, that industry organizations has to maintain the records regarding the utilization of the material, labor and other items of the cost, that is prime cost and other overheads also. And cost auditor has to follow the cost audit standards while examining the cost records. And cost auditor disqualifications are similar like financial auditor under section 141. Rights and duties are similar to under section 143. Also applicable to cost auditor. Next. Who can do the cost audit? He must be qualified CMA into practice. He is appointed by the BOD but not by the shareholders, and it is additional audit to financial audit. Financial audit also there. Still they have to go for cost audit if it is applicable. And auditor appointed as a financial auditor cannot become the cost auditor. You are double qualified, CA come CMA. If you are doing the financial audit as a CA, you cannot do the cost audit as a CMA. And remuneration will be fixed by the members appointed by BOD. Remuneration fixed by the members, and the company shall give the assistance and facilities to cost auditor for the purpose of the examination. So after completion of the auditing, cost auditor will give the audit report to BOD. BOD has to forward it to the central government, and CG may ask for more clarification. Cost audit report will be given to BOD, which will contain the observations of the auditor. So BOD has to forward the same report to CG, that is the audit report plus reasons, explanations for the qualifications. And CG may ask for the more clarification. Based on the request of the CG, BOD has to provide the clarification to central government. Next. So which companies are covered by the section 148? These are the rules, not the section beta. So MCA regulated or non-regulated sector, two types are there beta. MCA regulated sector like telecommunication, electricity, petroleum, drugs, fertilizers, sugar, इसको बोलते हैं regulated sector. Non-regulated sector means defense, space, atomic energy, turbojets, tires, tubes, steel, cement and medical devices. So non-regulated sector. If it is regulated sector, they have to maintain the cost records if gross turnover exceeding the 35 crores. Auditing is not compulsory. Auditing also compulsory if gross turnover exceeding the 50 crores or the individual turnover exceeding the 25 crores. Non-regulated sector, they have to maintain the cost records at gross turnover exceeding the 35 crores. Auditing is not compulsory. Auditing also compulsory if gross turnover exceeding the 100 crores or the individual product turnover exceeding the 35. Gross turnover means all the products milk. Tata Motors is there, Tata Neon is there, Tata Nexa is there, Tata Tiago is there. सबको मिलकर बोलते हैं ग्रास टर्नओवर. ओनली टाटा टियागो सेल्स इसको बोलते हैं इंडिविजुअल टर्नओवर बेटा. क्लियर ना? So, and cost records are not applicable even it is covered by the industry if that company is covered by the Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Development Act, or 75% or more of the revenue is arising from the foreign exchange. That company needed to maintain the cost records. So, rule 6, he will be appointed within the 180 days from the commencement of the financial year, and after appointing we have informed the cost auditor and also the central government within the 30 days. After appointing, inform the central government and auditor you are appointed. Okay. So tenure till the expiry of the 180 days in the subsequent year. Casual vacancy filled by the BOD. After filling the casual vacancy, informed to central government. And audit report should be given within the 180 days from appointment, from the completion of the financial year. So what we have to maintain if cost audit is applicable? We have to maintain the records for all units, all branches for each financial year. And if you see the cost records, we should be able to understand the cost of production per unit, cost of operation per unit, cost of sales per unit, margin per unit on the monthly basis, quarterly basis, half yearly basis, and annual basis. Procedure for appointment of the cost auditor. If audit committee is not there, no, BOD will appoint the cost auditor. If audit committee is also there, audit committee will recommend the name to BOD and BOD will appoint the cost auditor. Then next one is the audit committee. So what is the concept of audit committee, sir? Audit committee is not applicable to every company. Audit committee is applicable to listed company. Which company? Listed company. And such other unlisted companies with a paid up capital of 10 crores and turnover of the 100 crores or loans and deposits, debentures exceeding the 50 crores. Then they have to appoint the cost audit committee. Audit committee will contain the independent directors. Which directors beta? Independent directors. It will contain the minimum of the 3 directors. They must be independent. Majority must be independent directors who has the ability to read, understand the accounts, finance, law. They must be expertise people because this audit committee is head of the BOD and head of the auditors, internal auditors and statutory auditors. ये क्या करता सर कंपनी में audit committee? So functions. So they will recommend the auditor. They will recommend the remuneration and they will see whether auditors independent or not. They will check the performance of the auditors, whether they will examine the finances prepared by BOD, audit prepared by the auditors. Simply they are the head of the BOD, head of the auditors. So what the auditor does, they will examine. What the BOD does, they will examine. Like including the BOD is entering into related party transactions. Transactions is genuine or not, who will examine? Audit committee. Intercorporate loans, one company is giving a loan to another company, it's activities of BOD, who will check it better? Audit committee. And valuation of the undertaking and assets, who will do? Actually BOD. BOD making the valuation properly or not, who will check? Audit committee. Next, same thing better. And if a company is having audit committee, no, so we have to BOD has to disclose the constitution of the audit committee in the board's report. With this, we have done with the company audit and auditors chapter and company audit, a company's act from CA inter point of view. So remaining company set we will discuss in the CA final itself. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. SG signing off. Take care. In the next class, we will do the scanner on this chapter. So once you can able to answer those questions in the scanner, fit for the exam. Done.